Some of us will carry fish of 200 pieces of fish, put where you are supposed to have only 50 pieces. How's your pond?
It's just that tank.
That white plastic tank?
Yes.
How many of them?
How many how?
How many tanks?
One.
I want to put 200. They will not grow. I will tell you because I know my business. I go sell, collect your money.
So I will be making these mostly from my food scraps and feeding them. This is high in protein. 2 years ago, I made a video. That video wasn't even planned. Really, that video went viral. And in fact, it's that video that got me monetized on YouTube. I realized that there were some informations that I did not put out on that video, and I have gone to the comment section and taken out all of the questions that were asked. Questions like, how much did I buy the feed? Did I aerate my fish tank? How often do I change the water? So I know that I missed out on a lot of important information. I must say that the price of everything, as we all know, has gone up, including the fingerlings, the cost of fingerlings, the cost of juveniles in case you want to grow from juveniles, and then the feed. The feed is actually the most expensive. So I went back to where I have been buying my fingerlings. Their price had also gone up, and they didn't have fingerlings. What they had was juveniles. So someone advised me to get fingerlings instead of juveniles. Means that it is better to start with fingerlings, because if you start with juveniles, you might end up with having stunted growth. Your fish might end up not growing well. Some of them will be stunted and some of them will just grow normally. So it's better to get fingerlings. I went all the way to Alu to get these fingerlings, and I got them at 40 naira each, and the seller was kind enough to give me 10. No, he gave me 5% of what I got.
In every fish, you have a runs. There are ones that will not, even the ones that are doing well before, may stop doing well because of management.
That's right.
And there are ones that will not do well from the beginning, especially if the way of producing them is wrong. But most times, I don't criticize people anyhow for their seed until I know the person's management. Some people know the manager well. That's the problem. Our management is too poor. Some of us will carry fish of 200 pieces of fish, put where you are supposed to have only 50 pieces. And at the end, how's your pond?
It's just that tank.
That white plastic tank?
Yes.
How many of them?
How many how?
How many tanks?
One.
I want to put 200. They will not grow. I will tell you because I know my business. I go sell, collect your money. You go. You cannot put 200 and they will grow. Inside that, no matter how you change the water, even if you like change water 2 times a day, there is what to call capacity. When you exceed that capacity, what will now happen is that they will be eating your money. Sometimes you will not grow long fish, you just grow short fish.
Oh, I see.
Because the space they are occupying is not enough for
So them. How many do you think is
the
suitable?
best in that pond? If you want to grow fish, get even up to 1.5 kg, is 80 pieces, and maximum of 120.
Okay, so I can do 120.
Yes, 80 to 120. That's
yeah, let's do 120.
Unless you want to get 2 tanks. And also, it's not good to use 1 tank to do this business.
No, it's not business. It's
to eat.
Yes.
Unless that, because if it is to do business, it's not good to use 1 tank because you must sort.
Yeah, I don't sort. That's the thing.
If you sort, you have to separate them. If you put 200, that means before they get to the big size, you start collecting them.
Yes, that's of course.
But if it is to leave 200 there, grow it and start selling.
No. We are not selling. It's to eat. So let's get the 200 then. Abi?
Get the 200. By the time it's 3 months or 2 months, you start eating.
Yeah. To reduce the.
I will start my own. My tank is big. My tank
Yes.
is
You see,
See, rain is here.
I this one to not fry it. I just do the chemical now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
So 5% of 200. That's what I'm getting. Okay, no problem.
I have a customer in Abuja, Philip.
carry 1,000.
Jerry can.
That's 50 liters. That's what they use.
That's what they use.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, those ones wake up. Are they going to survive?
What will happen to them?
Hey, those are my jarrow. Like the rough ground.
You never finish. Wow. This is a better bargain now.
When I finish, we'll do all those things.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Asudibo.
That one,
Oh, come on, them.
So I am back home and it is time to take out that. Look at how foamy the water is. Anyway, so I want to put this in the bucket till maybe later this evening because it's looking like it's going to rain and I haven't washed my tank yet. So my fish is going to be inside this bucket till this evening or tomorrow. Time to clean up the tank and get it ready for the fish to get going. So if you're going to use this 1,000 liter fish tank, you have to do something like this. I already explained this in my other video, but let me just briefly talk about it. So you just get a pipe and then drill holes by the side, use a net over it. This is to prevent the fish from going out when you're draining their water. The tank is so clean now and I am just putting water in the tank to a certain level. Then I will put the fish inside. So this is why you should block off that place where water runs out. See what is happening. Okay, so each time you drain, if I didn't block it, if I was draining the tank, some of this fish will run out along with the water. So that's why it's good to put a net over that pipe. Just for a few minutes. For the 200 catfish that I have in my tank, I have bought 1.5 mm of Coupen's fish feed. This is a foreign feed and I bought it at 7,500 for 1 kg. So this 1 kg, I'm going to use them to feed the catfish for I think about 2 weeks, and then after that I will move on to the 2 mm. I'm going to move on to the 2 mm. Okay, so the sizes, so for the 2 mm I got it at 3,700 for a kg. So it's time to feed them. See how hungry they are. So this is after 3 days. It's time to change their water.
look at that one.
Which one?
That one, the belly is free.
Litre over 8. No one has died so far, and this is day 3, right? Which client?
Yeah.
I got 200 fingerlings, and then he gave me 10 free ones. But I know he added like 5 extra, so that's like so much. That's a big win, because the other place that I've been getting my fingerlings last 2 years, or even last 3 years, if I buy like 170, they'll give me 2. I'll be begging for 5, imagine. So but here I got about 15 free fingerlings. And so let me answer a few of the questions that were asked in the previous video, the video that I made 2 years ago that went viral. So someone asked me, how much did the feed cost? So I got the fingerlings, I got about 200 of it, and I got 15 extra. So I have 215 growing in my tank, which is 1,000 liters. But then I was advised, the person who sold the fingerlings, best amount to put in 1,000 liter of tank is 80. Initially he thought I wanted to grow them to sell, but then I told him that I'm only growing for my own use, and he said okay, that I can get the 200, but that from 3 months I can start eating out of them to reduce the number of the fish in the tank so that they can grow very well. Somebody asked how much did the feed cost. So for fingerlings, you're supposed to start with 1.5. I actually got, what I got was post fingerlings. I couldn't get fingerlings. He had post fingerlings, and for post fingerlings I got 1.5 mm of feed. I got 1 kg of that, which is very okay for 200 catfish. It will feed them for about 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, I'm going to move to the next stage, which is the 2 mm, and 2 mm, a kg of 2 mm costs 3,700. Someone also asked if I used aerator in my tank. No, I did not use aerator in my tank. I don't think I need that, because my water, the water in my tank is non-chlorinated. I didn't have to test my water. I felt my water was good enough. I don't know, I just had that feeling, because it's been working for me. This is the 4th year that I am growing catfish at home, and water has not been my problem. But once in a while, I have a video on YouTube as well where I treat my catfish with bitterleaf. And must it be a tank before you start? Well, tanks are easier. You can actually dig a hole. In one of the comments I saw, someone was asking why did I use a tank instead of, you know, digging a hole for them. And no, I don't know, tank is just easier for me. Digging a hole might be easy, because someone in the comment also said catfish need some sort of mud. Anyway, tank is better and easier for me. How often do I change the water? So in their first stage now, this stage that they are in, I change the water every 3 days. What size of feed was I giving them at first stage? So at first stage, mine is post fingerling, so I'm giving them 1.5 mm of feed, and I feed them morning and evening, twice a day. So asked where I bought the fingerlings. I've actually directed a lot of people, especially people that live in Port Harcourt, to the place that I was buying 3 years ago, even last year. So it's somewhere in location at that George. But this new one, if you need his number, let me know. I will either put that in this video, I'll get his permission so I can put his number in this video, and then you guys can buzz him. If you're in Port Harcourt, you can always get your fingerlings or your juveniles or your post fingerlings from him. Next question is, how long does catfish take to grow? So you can start eating your catfish from 3 months, 4 months. From 3 months you're good to go. You know, depends on how big you want them to be. Catfish can grow as long as, some people keep them for as long as 2 years, 1 year and 6 months. It depends. If you have the money to keep feeding them, then you can keep them for as long as. But I grow catfish once a year, and this 200 will last for the whole year. I started in March, and by December I should still have catfish in my tank. So I just take whenever I need. You know, I don't sell my catfish. I think I said that already. So what state am I? I'm in River State, Port Harcourt. Okay. One of the cheap and very effective way that I plan on feeding my catfish is by making these black soldier fly larvae. So I will be making these mostly from my food scraps and feeding them. This is high in protein and it will help them. In fact, it's just a rich source of protein. So since I can make mine, let me know in the comment section if you want to learn how to make this black soldier fly larva. Okay, so because feed is very expensive and I hope to give my catfish the best regardless of the cost of feed. I'm about to feed them in the evening. This is night time feeding.
Dinner.
So I feed them. If you can move the light to that side, please. Yeah, exactly, perfect. So I feed them morning, early in the morning, and in the evening. Yeah, they are eating.